Good morning and welcome back to my channel. So this morning I'm doing a Bible journaling, and I am going to be Bible journaling in the book of John. Hi! So in the book of John, and everything goes toppling over. Oh no. Let's see if we can get it like that. There we go. All right, I have so much stuff up here. And so I hope everyone is having a good day so far. I have had a busy morning so far. All of my errands that I normally do on Monday got shoved to this morning. So I am just getting back from doing all of my errands. And all right, let's see here. So we are in the book of John. And I have already journaled on this page in this Bible. So let's pull out this one. I have several journaling Bibles. And I'm going to be, hope you guys bear with me this morning. So I know I haven't journaled it in here because this Bible I usually only color in. But I am going to do this page in here. And I'm going to prep the page using some gesso. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. And I am looking at, I'm going to keep this out too so I can see. So I'm going to use some gesso to prepare the page. And even though the scripture that I'm going to be working on is on this page, I'm going to do it over here since we already have that, and I don't want to go over that. Yeah, so I'm going to be focusing on verse number 11, where it says, she said, "No man, Lord." And Jesus said unto her, "Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more." So that's my focal point for my journaling this morning. This week we're starting for the women, studying the women of the Bible, and we are working. I have to take my glasses off so I can see. I'm having problems seeing with my glasses on, with my contacts. So we're just going to take them off. Okay, so that is my focal point, the verse that I'm focusing on. And I found these new Sharpie pens, and what's really cool about them is they don't bleed through. So there's no bleed through there, which is really awesome. Okay, so let's take our gesso and let's go over our page. And let me find my card. I put everything away. I can't find stuff. Oh my goodness. Here we go. So I just use a card to apply my gesso. And I also need a little smaller spatula to get my gesso out because it is, and I'm just going to do the whole page just because, and I just simply apply it. And I usually only apply one coat. And the reason I'm applying this from the beginning is that I will be doing some stamping on here, and I don't want the stamp to bleed through. So that's why I am applying the gesso. And I just cover the whole page. All right. So normally I would you could just let this air dry. However, because I want to work on it right away, I'm going to use my heat tool to dry it. So I'm sorry for the noise, but in order for me to keep going, we have to dry it. Make sure it's all smooth. Got some clumps down here. It doesn't take much to dry it. It dries fairly quickly. All right. Okay, so it is dry. I apologize for the noise, but that's the only way that I can get it dry while I'm going forward with this. So the next thing I want to do is I have this distress ink, and it is called Old Paper. And I like the way that it makes your page look. And so I'm going to be putting that on my page. And I'm just going to start down here at the bottom and work my way up to the top. And this scripture passage that I read last night and again this morning is dealing with the adulterous woman. And so that is our woman for this week that we're studying over in the East Coast Bible Journaling group on Facebook. We are going through starting from A to Z and actually touching on all of the women of the Bible. And so this is our woman for the week, the adulterous woman. And she doesn't have a name, which is really nice for us in a way, because it shows that his grace and mercy is available for everyone. This woman was caught in the act, and according to the law of Moses, she should have been stoned and she should have been, put to death. However, when she was brought before Jesus by her accusers, she was brought, but the man wasn't brought. And according to the scriptures, both of them should have, the penalty was death for both of them. However, the man wasn't brought, but the woman was. And, she, when they accused her in front of Jesus, Jesus never really answered. He just wrote on the ground, and it doesn't even tell us what he wrote. It just says that he wrote. And when he said to them, when Jesus lifted up himself and saw, I gotta go back. One more verse. Verse 9, and they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Jesus was left alone with the woman standing in the midst. And so what he said to them brought conviction, and they left one by one. So he was left with just the woman, and he says to her, where are your accusers at now? And there were none. And he says, neither do I accuse you. And because he's not accusing her, he says he doesn't condemn her. And she was able to go. And he told her, go and sin no more. Basically, he showed mercy. He showed grace and mercy for her and towards her. And that same grace and mercy that he had for her, he has for us as well. And I think that's awesome that he is so gracious and so merciful towards us. And so I wanted to stamp this girl. I got this stamp from, hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. All right. Yep, you can see. So I have this girl and I'm stamping her. I want to get a good stamp, so stamped impression. So I'm inking it up really good. That's the only stamp we're going to use today, so I'm going to stamp her right here. And I'm putting my hand under the bottom so that I can make sure I'm getting a good pressure, seeing as how I've got this kind of at an angle. Oh, nice. There we have it. Nice, nice. Okay. And put this over here. Now I have this wipe off the stamp. I kind of like this rag. It's really cool. You can just use it to wipe it off and put it away and use it for the next time. I just keep it in this little box. Okay, so now that I have my image stamp, the next thing I want to do is a little bit of lettering. And now my lettering isn't the best, but I want to do some lettering. So let me grab my ruler. Should have a little one. There we go. A little ruler. There we go. Now I'm going to draw some lines. Some extra lines. I have these here, but I want to make sure I'm not going. Okay, so I've got that one. I'm just going to skip every other one just so that I can make sure that I can see what I'm doing. And I hope you can see. Okay. Neither do I. Uh-oh. Well, here we go. So I want to do all right, and so I'm going to use, I have these are calligraphy Sharpie pens. So I'm going to use this one. I have red. What other color do I have? I have brown. Yeah, let's use brown. I think our brown will look better. I'm glad that you came on with me this morning, and I'm hoping that this can help you as well as it's helping me. I always kind of put my letters a little too close. And then I'm just going to erase this. I have the wrong eraser. I'm going to have to erase it off screen because I have the wrong eraser, and this one is just going to make mud. And I don't want it to be all muddy. All right, so let me just, I have to get my other eraser and then erase it after I'm off camera because I don't want it to be muddy looking. All right. Having a good eraser is important. And then we have one more line here. Let's see. I'll do this one. So then we would have this one here. All right, there we go. And this one I can, neither do I. There we go. Okay, so, and then I want to remember out of this that I'm going to kind of write this at a different angle, so I'm not going to use the line. I want to remember that God is merciful. Okay, so that's what I want to remember out of this. Okay, so that's that. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to do a little watercoloring with these distress inks. I'm going to grab the other can so I can have all my colors out here. I don't have a lot of colors, but I like the colors that I do have. And sorry for this if this is like super long. So I'm going to just use my craft mat here. And I will spritz as needed. And I need my water brush. And my water brush is, let me find another water brush. I took my water brush downstairs last night and forgot that I took it downstairs. But I have two, so I have another one up here. All right, here we go. Here's my other one. So I want to color, she has a heart, and I want to color that red. And I'm going to use this candied apple red because I like the way that it looks. So I'm just going to put a little on the craft mat and just a little spritz, not much. Not much at all. Okay. So let's go in here with this red. Right here. All right, and then let's grab a paper towel. One that probably doesn't have distress ink on it would probably be better. Or whatever kind of ink I've been using on there. All right, so we've got a little bit too much water. So let's go in here again. And let's do her bow up here, red as well. I like her hair bow. I love the girl stamps. They're kind of like my favorite stamps. I have a whole bunch of them. Well, not a lot, but I have a few of them. and I saw this one online. I'm not even sure where exactly I saw it. A little bit too much water. So what's nice about this is that since I have prepped my page with the gesso, I don't have to worry about it bleeding through. So I'm also going to go ahead and do her socks the same color. Okay, and for her skin tone, I'm going to use this old paper, or no, let's use this tea dyed for her skin color. Uh-oh. So we'll have to find the cap for that later. I'm going to just go in here with this and do the tea dye to give her a little color. So there we go. And then, let's see, does she have arm? Let's see. All right, so that's her skin color. And then let's get this wiped up so we can get some other colors down here. I want to do her dress blue. Now this blue is very, very bold. It's a bright, I'm going to just use I'm going to do it without doing any water in it because I've got a little bit water too much in my brush, so it's making it a little too wet. So just pull the color down. And distress inks are very, very versatile. So you can use them as watercolors. You can just rub them on with some type of sponge or applicator. Now I want the top of this to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to go in with this color, and this is Blueprint Sketch, and the other blue that I used was Salty Ocean. So now this may be a little bit darker for her sleeves. There we go. Yep. And that's what I wanted it to be, a little bit darker. There we go. And then I'm going to come back with this for the tips of them. And then what I want to do for the other is I want to mix a little bit of these together and do this area here. So that it's pulling a little bit darker blue there. Okay, so we got that. Now let's go in and use a little bit of this brown here, which is Vintage Photo. Or let's give her darker hair. So we're going to use Walnut Stain for her hair. Let's clean out my brush a little bit. All right, so it's wet enough. It's actually too wet. So let's go in here. There we go. That's much better. giving her some dark hair. And there we have it. Now her shoes, I'm going to do with, I have this dark, I think it's like a grayish color we're going to end up with. All right, so, and then I also want to do the bottom of this blue, brown right here. And I forgot her petticoat. Let's go in here and get her petticoat. And that is shaded lilac. So I'll do a little bit of lilac here for her petticoat. It's very light, so it may not be seen on camera, but it's a very, very, very light. And I'm also going to do this bow, the same color. And you can do shading with this. I'm just not doing any of it right now because I want to kind of hurry along. Because for me, that takes me a little bit of time. All right, so we can see this. All right, you may not be able to see this real good on camera, but it is a pretty light lilac color. All right, so now we have her shoes left to do. All right, so let's go with I want to go with this color. This is hickory smoke. I want to do black. Black to me will just kind of take away from it too much. You just, I don't know. I would rather do this color. And again, this is a light color, so you may not see it on camera, but it's really making her shoes look nice. And the black would have drowned it out, the detail. I'll get a little bit more. So you can still see the detail of her shoes. And I've learned from past that when I use the black on there, it just muddies up the detail, so you don't get to see the detail. And I like the detail that's in her shoe. Really pretty. Okay. So that is her. Put that away. And then the next thing I want to do, and I love to do this, is I have these distressed oxides, and they are super cool. So before I use them, though, I want to make sure this page is dry where I've been working. So I'm going to dry it. Sorry for the noise. I see a little bit of water, and I don't want any water. I don't want any water. All right, she is really cute. Okay, so I'm going to take and put my stencil down. You know, I love my my stencils, and let me get the stencil pad that goes with this one, which is over here. And let's see, this is blue. That's blue. I'm looking for the yellow one. I'm picking every color but the yellow one up. All right, here we go. So this is Distress Oxide, Fossil Amber. And I'm just going to put a little bit of it down, not a lot, and just kind of do a couple places. Again, we're not going to do a lot, but I want to do a little bit on here. Oh, that looks really nice. And then what I'm going to do is do a little bit of spritz with this. There we go. Okay, so let's get a little bit, it's kind of off here in the middle. All right, so that gives me the pop. All right, so there we go. Now with these, so do I have enough water in here? With these, if I can spritz them, I don't have quite enough water. Need some water for this to work. I need to be able to spritz it. So I'm taking the water from my water pen and putting it on here. Okay, here we go. So what that is going to do is just going to make little water droplets in those. It can look like water droplets. There we go. Okay, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's like little water droplets inside of the yellow dots. And it may be hard to see on camera. So this is my page. And again, I'm focusing on the adulterous woman, which is the woman of the week over in our study of the women of the Bible. And our scripture for today was Deuteronomy 4, verse 4. But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God are give every one of you this day, are alive, I'm sorry, every one of you this day. And so I did the soap method for that, and I focused on that. And then I read John 8, verses 3 through 11, which is the adulterous woman. And my takeaway from that is forgiveness of the woman demonstrates grace and mercy. And so that is why I put God is merciful on my page. Okay, so thanks so much for watching. If you like what I'm doing, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video. God bless.